Giovanni Vaia. I would like to welcome you on stage, and you will talk from a perspective of a professor on digital transformation, but also as a consultant. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for this invitation. So I'm going to show you our insights that we learned from CIOs and digital leaders over the last 5 years. Because yes, we researched on digital companies, and also, as Milena said, we did some consultings over the last 5 years. So I'm from Venice, Italy, where I'm teaching digital management at the Ca Foscari University. And it was 1995 when Nicolas Negroponte published Being Digital. So, and he said that the change from atoms to bits is irrevocable and unstoppable. So now we are having a very, very fast change in our society. And also our companies are really changed in terms of operations, in terms of strategy, in terms of behaviors. So I'm trying to tell you all that we found into these very competitive, innovative companies. So let's see at the digital enterprises characteristics. So they should be, of course, future-proof. That means that the companies should be able to live in kind of continuous beta version. So they are changing all the time. They need to redesign continuously the organization. So, and you need to be comfortable with this kind of liquid state, because to be stable is the old word, is old-fashioned. Now we need to be comfortable with this concept. So we need the still and for the next years in a continuous beta version. So second, digital enterprises are cross boundaries. That means they should bring the out in the company and bring the company out. So creating this kind of connections, this mix between internal capabilities with external vendors and external users. So they need to bring this, to combine these different perspectives. So another one is to be prone to innovation. That means the companies need to be able to create a balance between incremental innovation and real radical innovation. So this is not easy because you need to be bimodal. So you need to go with two speeds. So one, trying to maintain the company in the short term, but on the other side, trying to be really radical innovative on the market. So our leaders working on this, I would say, forces need to be ready to change the organization and manage, first of all, the power of the crowd. Today, many companies, I will bring you some examples, some cases, are using 100,000 of internal employees to challenge problems, so activating, enabling problem solvers within the company, and trying to solve using the mass, using the crowd, the problems. That's not easy, but many companies are really successful today thanks to the crowd. So second, democracy. So we are living now a great challenge because the democracy is thanks to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social media, now we can be more transparent, connected, and we can share our ideas, our projects, and etc. But also democracy, it could be a risk within the company because we were able to manage hierarchies within the companies, so vertical lines. But today, we should be ready to be within a more democratic environment. And another one is inclusion. So as I said before, we should be able to use the digital media to communicate with external vendors, but also bring within the company the customers. So that's really important, as we learned from the first introduction speech today. So the last one is augmented rationality. Yes, we can be successful with data, but if we look at the data as a kind of flow, as a kind of richness that is opposed to the stock, and we work with the data with the data scientists rather than analysts. And also, if we put analytics within the core of the business, within the real operation of our companies, we are collecting today amount of data, a lot of data, but we are not using data. We're just making some reports, just using some basic functionalities, but we are very far from using the data into the real operation of the big companies. So the digital leaders, of course, as I said, are playing a critical role because we started now to push down the decision-making process. And also they are trying to be more horizontal in terms of communication and try to set up more collaborative within hierarchical vertical organizations. And also they are trying to create a new culture, a new wisdom to use all this, or to use the digital transformation to get a new competitive advantage. So we started from 20 years ago from this kind of system. So on one side the business, on the other side IT. So in the past we had a great separation that we called business monarchy or IT monarchy between the business and IT. And in the last decade, we tried to create some links. We made the projects, we did consulting to reduce this space between the business and IT. And now we call this model, this new model, duopoly. Okay, this is a kind of IT and business alignment. But the new today is this kind of organization. One is community-based. So we are using communities within the company. And people from HR to IT to production to marketing are joining, and they are pushing up all these kind of digital projects. The second one is the digital governance. We have, in this kind of organization, a real overlap between the digital and the organization. So we have no separation between the IT, the digital, and the organization. In this case, the DNA is within each employee. And we are looking at the company's IT departments. They are dismantling the department, and they are pushing all the employees to other functions. So they are working with the other colleagues because they are trying to, again, push this IT DNA in all the other functions. And the last one is the digital ecosystem, where a company is creating really a strong collaboration between the so-called stakeholders. So first customers and then suppliers. So I have 4 stories to show you these changes into the market. So one is about contamination. The second one is about orchestration. The third one is co-design. And the fourth is about governance. So the first story is about Italgas. It's a company into the natural gas distribution in Italy. Is the first operator and the third in Europe. So the project was called INAT. So they using the internal ideas to that are challenged by the external experts, and also they're using external experts for creating a new project and new ideas. So they are trying to create this continuous linkage between the internal organization and the external organization. This is the program, so since 2012, and today they are using for external this kind of programs or units. So technology parks links with the universities, centers, analysts and startups, speakers, and freelance developers. All these people are visiting the company every day, okay? And they have programs with all these kind of stakeholders. And if we look about out, there are these kind of programs. So the more important are the work and in the day, and the lunch with the CIOs. So people from the bottom, and they share during the lunch or during events, such kind of this event, ideas, and they challenge own ideas. The second one is John Deere. So this company is the best players into the heavy machine for agricultures. So they developed a platform in 2011 just to share data from farmers. So they just provided the platform because the farmers are sharing the data, okay? So, and they collect the data from the equipment, and they put into this ecosystem. So each farmer can benchmark his data with other farmers. They can share data with customers, with other suppliers, and then with the advisors. So the company is just providing the media tool, the platform, and each farmer is in an open environment, is sharing their own data. If you want to join the ecosystem, you need to be open. You need to be open your data to the other ecosystem. This is producing a lot of knowledge and benefits for all the companies and, of course, for John Deere. Another one is Lago. This is a design company into the furniture market. So they have more than 400 stores around the world. And they developed this kind of talking furniture. It's a kind of NFC technology. So it's a kind of Internet of Things stuff. So they use this technology to talk with customers because they need to improve the design of own products. So and they're using 100,000 of comments, connections with the users, and thanks to these insights, they can learn and improve, innovate their own products. The last one is Banca Mediolanum. Banca Mediolanum, this is a very healthy bank in Italy and famous bank. They started in 2013 with this digital program, and they developed different projects. The digital workplace program, collaborative improvement, idea management, knowledge management, and a digital school. So let's look at the idea management project at Banca Mediolanum. So they started in 2014 with a pilot with this project, they just develop a platform to share ideas and the challenge problems. And in the pilot stage, they engaged 83 digital champions working on different problems. Then they launched the real challenge. So they launched 20 challenges, and they developed 170 ideas, and they generated 3,000 comments. So more than half of the company helped the company from the bottom to resolve different problems, 20 challenges, of course, related to the digital transformation. Today, Banca Mediolanum is 70% digital. So it's close to the 100% digital maturity, okay? So, but the most important thing that the bank used the digital transformation, not just bringing in this digital stuff, but changing the mind of persons, changing the behavior, changing the culture, because they need to be future-proof. They need to be prone to innovation. So the benefit will be for this company to get the ability to be creative, and then they will get the ability to learn so continuously. So, of course, taking risk and also developing a kind of a self-learning. This is the future, that we can learn through the web, using videos, using apps. And this is a very important skill that we need to develop in internal future organization. So ability to judge, and also to balance the facts and trying to balance between risk and opportunities. And another one is the ability to cooperate, as we said, and then we are all in this world, all Robinson Crusoe. So we need to learn, but we need to be ready for the change. How? We need to encourage the digital protagonists. All the companies that we checked, they are using the basis. They are using the digital protagonist. They are using the digital champions, using different methods. One is, for example, social network analysis, internal, the company, for example. The second one is give objectives, clear goals, but also give incentives. An MIT study shows that many digital projects are failing because they are not incentivizing people. This is trivial, but this is the reality. And then don't be shy. Take risk. Bring the real digital transformation within the critical core processes, within your your core strategy. Okay. And the last one, as said, try to build communities within your company. So now the future is collaboration. And we need to be ready for the change, but just remember that the change is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Just finished. Thank you so much for your attention.